Hey, what is up? My name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, every week that I'm posting in December has a theme in lieu of doing a proper Vlogmas because I just physically cannot. So this week's theme is first impressions. I have a video doing a drugstore full face first impressions and a video of my first time trying out Juvia's Place, so I will link those down below. Make sure you check those out if you haven't already. And today's video is going to be testing out hyped up affordable makeup products. These are makeup products that I've heard a ton of YouTubers talk about and love, and they're not necessarily proper drugstore. I have some BH Cosmetics, some Colourpop, some good and fun stuff in here. So I do already have the makeup on my face. I hate starting out videos like this with the makeup on my face because I feel like it's like a spoiler of how it actually turns out. But I got a new microphone to try to help with the fact that like you can always hear like my radiator and like people fighting outside my apartment on the street in my videos, and it sounded like absolute shit. I don't know what happened because I did like a sound test and it sounded completely fine, and then when I actually recorded my video it had this like heavy buzzing sound. So thankfully I like checked it halfway through. So only the eyeshadow portion of this is going to be like a voiceover tutorial instead of like me talking you guys through what I'm doing, but I'm really annoyed at that. I don't know anything about audio. I'm a photographer. Anyways, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe and have my notification bell turned on. I don't really have a posting scheduled for December. I'm just like trying to get up as many videos as I can. I have another first impressions video that I want to post tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll be able to or not. We'll see how life goes. It's just one of those days, guys. It's just one of those days. Anyways, I am starting out this video with the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. This is one that I've had my eye on for a while, but BH Cosmetics is one of those brands that like they have so many sales that I just try to never ever pay full price for their items. And then I was like a little put off by the layout of this. I really just like my eyeshadow palettes to like maximize the available space. I live in New York. I don't have a lot of storage space, so like I don't like when there's just like blank space for the sake of being cutesy. And like I totally get it, like it's like Zodiac theme, they want it to be like the planets or whatever is like going on here, but like I just want like plain and simple, like lay your eyeshadows out in a row and be done with it. So I finally picked this up on Cyber Monday from Ulta. I finally can order from Ulta again. Story time on that later maybe. It was on sale down from $25 to $14.50, which is a pretty decent price already. And then the shade Sagittarius actually arrived completely shattered. I have it repressed in here now, but I sent them an email to be like, hey guys, maybe you should like bubble wrap this or something, because there's just like no wrapping on this. And they were like, oh my god, we're so sorry, like this is out of stock, we'll just refund you for the full palette. So I actually paid $0 for this. Shockingly good customer service from Ulta. That like never happens. Obviously I played with the purples, that should come as like no surprise. And that's it. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll be doing a voiceover tutorial, so sorry if you guys don't like those. I don't do them a lot, but let's get started. Alright, so I'm starting out with the matte shade Virgo. I'm a Virgo in case anyone cares, but this is a soft matte baby pink, and I'm using a BH Cosmetics number 11 to dust this all over the crease and in my inner and outer corner. I've just been having luck with halo eyes lately. Normally I'm not good at them and I never do them, but here we are. Then I am using the matte shade Gemini, which is a pastel lilac shade, and I'm using a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 16 to do the same motions, inner and outer corner, and crease. I was super impressed with this shade because most of the time pastel colorful shades are either really chalky or patchy, or they just have no vibrancy to them, and this was none of those things, as you can see. And I didn't even put like a bright concealer or a white base. I literally just used my normal Milani eye primer, so super impressed. So I'm now going into the matte shades Leo and Taurus, which are a berry shade and a deeper vampy purple shade. I'm using my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro to pop those into my inner and outer corner. I am not blending those out just yet. We will do that in a second. I know it looks kind of weird at the moment. And I'm using my BH Cosmetics number 11 to really blend those out, work them into the crease. I'm sort of bringing them over towards the center, but not a whole lot because I don't want the center of my eye to get too dark. And I'm just cleaning up my left eye because I felt like I brought the shadow too far over and I liked how my right eye looked better. and I am giving my eyes a once over with that Studio Pro 16 just to really blend everything. And I decided I was going to do a halo cut crease because that was like a huge trend in 2018, and I have not tried it on my channel at all yet. Since I've been having good luck with halo eyes lately, I figured now is a good time to try it out. So I'm just using my Colourpop No Filter Concealer and this random LA Girl flat paddle brush to carve out the center of my eye. And then I'm going into the Baked Shadow Cancer, which is this super, super unique periwinkle, like glittery shade. I'm using this teeny little lime crime brush that doesn't have a name on it to pop that all around the edges of the halo eye, so the inner and outer part of the part where I put down concealer and on the top part, and I'm really dragging that like pretty far into the inner and outer corner. Such a beautiful shade. Like, first of all, I didn't wet my brush at all, and obviously I never went into my finger, so that should show you how impressed I was with the formula of this shadow, because I almost always wet my brush. Like, this is such a pretty shade. I'm super impressed with it. I'll probably use that like all the time now. It's so beautiful. Then I'm going into the shimmer shade Taurus, which isn't the most unique shade, but for some reason it was just really, really calling my name. I tried this shade on a couple different brushes, wet and dry, and ultimately decided to just apply it with my finger, which worked best with it, so just note that. I still thought it was really pretty once I finally put it on with my finger, but I did have to work with it a little bit more than the shade Cancer. And I'm just finishing that up with the matte shades Aries and Taurus to really add some depth to my inner and outer corner. I'm using a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 8 to do that, and this is finally the end of the voiceover portion. I hate technology, but I hope you guys still enjoyed watching this part of the video. Alright, so I just did a midway sound check and there was some like weird ass buzzing, so that last part was probably in voiceover, but we're back to normal now. So for my face, I'm super excited about this. I'm using the Colourpop No Filter Foundation Stick. So this launched a couple months ago and I finally got the chance to pick it up. This retails for $10 full price. I got it for $8 during their Cyber Monday Black Friday sale. I have the No Filter foundation in light 30, so I picked up light 40N because that one was just a little too light for me. I have to mix it with like a little bit of something else. It's supposed to be a medium buildable coverage with a natural skin-like finish, so we will see how this goes. So I like strictly use foundation sticks with a brush, so instead of doing one side with a brush, one side with a sponge, I'm going to be doing one side with primer and one side without, both with a brush. So on the primer side, I'm going to use the Colourpop All-Star Matte and Blur Primer. Oh, what? Has this expired? Why is this weird? I'm going to use the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Luminous Matte Primer instead, because what I was going to say about the Colourpop All-Star is that it's perfectly fine, like it's a good primer, but it's like the exact same as this e.l.f. one, and the e.l.f. one is cheaper and easier to get your hands on, so obviously I like the e.l.f. one better. Only putting this on like half is so weird feeling. So while that's soaking into the skin, we're going to start out with the no primer side. And I'm blending this with a flat top Morphe foundation brush. That shade is definitely a better match to my neck. I try to match to my neck and not my face because my face is like so freaking red. Definitely looks better on the side with primer. It looks smoother, less cakey, and it went on and blended out easier. The right side looks a little dry, and I mean I have drier skin, especially during the winter time, so like that makes sense that going over no primer it's gonna look a little drier. but I think the shade match looks good. I definitely would say it is like a natural medium. Like, you can still see my freckles, and I didn't blend it up into my under eye because I always just do concealer. But I mean, like, you can see everything going on with my skin still pretty much. Like, a little bit of nose freckles, you got this pimple going on here. Alright, so for the sake of time, I'm going to do my concealer and powder off camera, and if we have any like tragedies with blending those out, I'll let you guys know, obviously. Then I'll be right back to finish up my under eye, the rest of my face makeup, all that good and fun stuff. So I'll be right back. Alright, that took 2 seconds. Let me just get in a little closer so you can see what's popping on this skin. So I'm starting out with Aries and Taurus, the matte ones, again. And I'm just kind of connecting those to my upper eye with an angle brush. And I'm using the BH Cosmetics number 16 to just blend that. I'm going into Cancer on a Studio Pro 11. And for the inner eye, I'm going to use the shades Gemini and Virgo, the like shimmer ones. I'm using a Luxie 141. And I just put a little white eyeliner in my water line to help open up my eyes just a little bit. So I'm now gonna move on to the rest of my face. For blush, I have these Flower Beauty blush balms, which have been getting so much praise on YouTube. A lot of people say they're like an exact dupe for the Glossier Cloud Paints, which I've tried before. I don't own them, but I've tested them in store, and like they're really nice. They're just like really pricey, like most of Glossier stuff. So I've never really felt the need to buy them, but these are $10 full price, and I got it for like $6.50 during Cyber Monday, which is like, if I like it, that's a good price. I got 2 shades. I got this peachy one, Nectar, and this more berry one, Bitten. Let's see how many shades this comes in. It comes in 6 shades in total, so there's a good variety of blush tones in there. It says it blends seamlessly. You just need a dab. Whoa, the tube is like medical looking. I'm putting this on the back of my hand first. This is very liquidy. I'm almost scared because like this is like a dark shade that I maybe shouldn't be using. Okay, I'm just gonna start out with those 2. I'm gonna try it with my finger first. I'm gonna try this with my sponge. Okay, we're gonna try to fix that in a minute. I'm gonna put like a little bit on my actual sponge and try to apply it that way. So maybe I'll like the lighter one better, but I definitely wouldn't say that blends seamlessly. Like, I feel like it's like pretty patchy looking. Like, you can really see like the edges of it on either side, like with both blendings. I'm gonna just like take some of this foundation wherever I put it. Where did I put the foundation? Okay, Charlotte was keeping it warm for me. I'm just gonna like do a little swipey and blend that over top to tone it down. So this probably just isn't for my skin tone for starters. I want a berry tone blush that really works for my skin tone. I really do. I'm kind of tempted to still try this peach one, but like I have so much color on my cheeks already that I don't know if we should. We're gonna do it. Let's see. So for highlights, I have the Pixi Glowy Gossamer Duo. I have the one Delicate Dew. So these retail for $18, which is a pretty hefty price tag considering it's like technically drugstore. Like you get it in the drugstore makeup section of Target. Target doesn't have high-end makeup. What am I talking about? So, but so many people have said like these are absolutely amazing, like incredible highlighter formula. It looks so good on the skin. And like for the amount of people that have been raving about these in 2018, when we get like 12 new highlighters launched every week, like I'm so curious about them. Like I just had to try it. So I'm swirling my Studio Pro 18 brush into both of the shades. I feel like the gold one might be a little too dark, so we're just going to try the pink shade. I need my trusty Reserve Your Cabana highlighter, finishing powder, whatever you want to call it, because this blush is too much. Much better. So that's definitely really pretty. It has like an interesting, unique formula to it. Like I can see why people are excited about it because we don't really see anything like unique formula wise on the market that often. It's like cool to the touch, and it's like almost a cream but not. Like it's, if you know like the Colourpop Super Shock formula, it's like not that level of creamy and it still works with a brush. It's almost like you took that and like baked the Super Shock formula, if that makes any sense. It's very unique. I definitely can see why there's excitement over it. It's not emphasizing my skin texture. I don't know if it's something that you have to run out and get because we all have so many highlighters and like at the end of the day they all kind of look the same on the skin, but I understand the hype behind that, if that makes sense. So I just want to pop a lippy on. This is not like a new hyped up product by any means. This is the Colourpop Lippy and Oh Snap, but I've never tried their lippy sticks before, so. And to top that off, this is one that it's not hyped up, but I feel like it should be. So Revolution Beauty released 3 lip glosses that are very obviously meant to be dupes for the Fenty Beauty gloss bombs. They're $6 and I picked up the one Fortune. It's this beautiful, beautiful white glittery gloss. So we're gonna try this out. Okay, that's super pretty actually. You can sort of feel the glitter, but like if you've ever tried Colourpop's like glittery lip glosses, like those are super chunky, gritty glitters. Like I can't really feel it. Like this doesn't bother me. That's super pretty. Go off, Makeup Revolution, go off. Alright, so this is the final look that we have got going on today. Let's just do a quick rundown of everything that we tried out. The BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette. Absolutely a win. I mean, the mattes blended really easily and they had really good pigment to them. The shimmers are stunning and I'm freaking picky about my shimmers. Like you guys have seen me be very critical about my shimmers. And I wouldn't recommend paying full price for this simply because BH Cosmetics is a brand that goes on sale so often. But if this is one that you've been eyeing and just for some reason haven't picked it up yet, because I know this has been out for kind of a long time, it really is that good. Like because I see so many people still talking about this on their channel, which is unusual in like our era where we have like 10 new eyeshadow palettes every week. Like people talk about something for a week and then they move on. Like I still see so many people talking about this. I was like, okay, like there must be something special about it. Like I really think it is special because you have your neutrals, you have your colorful shades, but it's not like neon colorful. It's like muted colorful shades, which I think is pretty unique. Like I think it's really pretty and I'm really glad that I got this. especially considering I ended up paying $0 for it. But I'm glad I waited for this sale because BH Cosmetics has so many sales, and this one hadn't gone on sale for a really long time, probably because it's so popular. But this is going to be well loved in my collection, I can already tell you that. The foundation stick. So one thing that I am going to try to work on in 2019 is being more critical of the new foundations that I try out, because I feel like looking back I only gave like one bad foundation review in 2018, but there's so many foundations that I tried out and I was like, oh my god, I love this at the time, that like now I reach for it and I'm like, it's pretty, but it's not really as good as like XYZ foundation, and here's why. So I think this is really pretty on the skin. Did look drier on this side. Quite honestly, I think I just need to play with it more, see how I like it. I think I'm going to do a lot with this video wise, so keep your eyes open for that if you are curious about the no filter foundation stick. These were a fail for me, and while that's probably my fault, they were still a fail. Like, kind of messed up the whole face thing we had going on. And I'm not really that mad about it because everything this week has been so successful. Like, we've been really lucky with everything we've tried this week, so something had to go wrong and it was these. I'm not saying these are a bad product. I'll still play with these. I might even try like putting them on before I put my foundation on, because like I love this color. It's just not really right for my skin tone and I want to see how I can make it work for me. This is really pretty. I understand the hype. I'm not saying you need to run out and buy it because $18 is kind of a lot of money, but if you're like one of the rare human beings that like doesn't have 50 billion highlighters in your collection, I like that this is a duo because you're getting a little bit of variety, but they're still both gonna work on your skin tone. The gold one didn't leave like a gold cast on my face, it just wasn't super vibrant. So this is very pretty. It comes in another shade as well. I'm totally blanking on that right now, but if you don't like these shades but you're curious about this, you can check that out as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really want to get a new video up tomorrow, but I also have work tomorrow, so I don't know if that's going to work or not. Probably not. We'll see. If not, make sure you have my notification bell turned on so you know when I start posting for all of my declutter videos. So love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you when I see you.